Back, the gentleman from California is recognized.
I want to begin by quoting the jury in the Manhattan hush money payment trial. Guilty, 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 guilty. This was what the jury pronounced unanimously on every count. My Republican colleagues don't really contest Donald Trump's guilt. This is the fascinating thing. Their argument is essentially he should never have been prosecuted, or they falsely claim it was a political prosecution, or they falsely claim it should have been a misdemeanor, not a felony. But they don't contest, not really, that Donald Trump was making hush money payments to a porn star to hide their affair from voters. What they're really saying is they're more than comfortable nominating and electing as the President of the United States someone making hush money payments to a porn star. The party formerly of the moral majority is now, I suppose, hoping to fashion some kind of immoral majority to reinstate Donald Trump as president. The presidency, the most powerful office in the world, and not the most powerful because of the size of our military, but because of the power of our ideas. And what is the animating idea of a Trump presidency? It is dictatorship. It is power at all costs. And this is also tragically the animating idea of the Republicans on this committee. Power at all costs. What else can explain what it would profit them to give up their political soul but a world of power? Ambassador Eisen, I want to ask historian Eisen a question. Is there any period of our history that sheds light on what we're going through today? Have we ever seen one party or the other so completely abandon oath to the Constitution, commitment to truth, commitment to decency, so willing to tear down the rule of law, our institutions, our justice system, anything that gets in the way of power? Have we ever seen anything like this?
Three periods come to mind, Mr. Schiff. The first is the founding period, and in particular the ferment between the Articles of Confederation and the Constitution, when the founders and the framers, famously the Federalist Papers, a passage you know well, worried about that in that period of instability, a tyrant would arise. That was resolved by one of the fortunate accidents, not just in American history, but I dare say in the history of the world, George Washington's establishing the tradition of peaceful transition that Donald Trump ultimately broke for the first time in our history. Number two, the Civil War period, when we had those within who also proclaimed that they would not accept American rule of law. And that period of divisiveness is also found in the post-Civil War era, the decline of Reconstruction, that assault on our constitutional system that became the Jim Crow era. Those are three precedents. We see other dangers, including here in Congress, the period of McCarthyism. Donald Trump represents the most grave danger to this country, at least since the end of Jim Crow, very likely since the commencement of the Civil War, and perhaps since the founding of our nation from within.
Thank you, Ambassador. Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from Kentucky.